Good afternoon. It is September the 7th, 2023. This is the Benny Hanna Show. This is your host, Benny Hanna, reporting live to you today. Hopefully it's a great day for you. Hopefully y'all are having a good day at work. Just a good day in general. It's another blazing day in September. I don't remember it being this hot in a long time, but it's hot. It's hot. So make sure you stay hydrated today. Make sure you stay hydrated for the rest of the week, wherever you're at, because I know that heat wave is coming. So, I was on the internet yesterday, searching through some things. I watch a lot of, I read a lot of news, sports, things of that nature. I like to read up on things, and this actually popped up. So, I am familiar with this gentleman. I have actually watched a couple of his videos, but this was probably like years ago. This was like before the pandemic. And, I wasn't really feeling him. You know how that is. But his name, his people know him as Brother Polight. He's like how can I explain it? He's like I don't want to misrepresent him because I don't want to say anything wrong, but I know he's like a motivational speaker. He's supposed to be a very spiritual, type guy. I'm not sure what he practices or what he pretended to practice, or if he really practiced whatever he practiced. I'm not sure, so I don't want to give y'all any wrong information. But his real name is Michael Noak Jr. And we have to literally watch out for how we just listen to people's words and we don't really know their actions behind the scenes. Because, man, this guy has been sentenced to 7 years in prison for abusing his girlfriend and abusing the 14-year-old daughter, her 14-year-old daughter, back in 2001. Now, if you don't know, and you probably don't know, I do not like child molesters. I don't like people that abuse women. I don't like any of that. They only gave this guy a 7-year jail sentence for abusing a child. But this is what I'm going to do. We're going to run the video. And in this video, his ex-girlfriend is actually in the courtroom, and they are actually speaking on what happened, and she's testifying against Brother Polight. Let's run the tape.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, so what I'd like you to do is, well, you don't want to give your name, so at this point, just go ahead and you can give us the impact statement. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Michael Nowak. This is the first time I have spoken publicly about what you've done to my daughter and I. I have gracefully remained silent the last 2.5 years. 2.5 years of pain, shock, disbelief, PTSD, constant nightmares, and daily triggers. Trying to help my daughter heal when I'm not even healed myself. What you have done to my daughter, myself, and my entire family is inexcusable. You hurt us all. You made me believe that you were such a great man and you could do no wrong. You made me fully trust you, and for that my daughter trusted you too. But the truth is, you're a monster. A demon. The very first time that I allowed you to be alone with my daughter, the very first time, and you couldn't even help yourself.
Damn.
You told me you was going to be right back. You were going downstairs. You were going to grab food and take vacation pictures. that you wanted to have a one-on-one talk with her about loving and respecting me as a great mother that I was and am. And I actually believed you. I believed that you were going to bring her right back. I thought you were going to have this trusting conversation with her that you promised me. Her and I both trusted you. For a grown man to violate a child who trusted him, you should be ashamed of yourself. You plotted on me and my little girl. The entire time you knew what you planned to do. Isolate, intoxicate, then violate my baby. Shame on you. I trusted you to bring her right back. You were supposed to bring her back the same way that you took her. Instead, you drugged her and took advantage of her. You sexually abused her. You forced alcohol down her throat. You then forced her to see things that no child should ever have to see. You forced her to feel things that no child should have to feel. You forced her to accept violence that no child should ever have to endure. You forced drugs in her that no human should ever even ingest. She's my child. My baby. How could you? You could have killed her with all the drugs that were found in her system.
Oh my God.
And you thought your master plan was mapped out perfectly, huh? You thought I'd be dumb enough to believe you over my child. And you thought that money would blind me. You thought I was going to be so blinded that I wouldn't notice when you returned her with bruises all over her body and her mouth busted, uncontrollably shaking. Absolutely not. And although you executed your plan and you got what you wanted those couple of hours, you actually failed. Because look where you're at right now. You have created a lifetime of trauma for my daughter and I. Before you, we never knew evil existed. You brought so much evil into our lives that early morning, and I'll never forget. I called you like 50 times and you wouldn't answer me. And I called her too, but you took her phone. You drugged my baby and you gave her no way to seek help. You left me no way to contact her or even know where she was. I get physically sick now whenever I'm away from my daughter because of you. Something as simple as her going to school, I'm in panic mode. Because I'm scared when she comes back, she's going to be hurt all over again. I constantly have flashbacks of that night. And what she lives with is not okay. She feels uncomfortable around people and will live with this forever, and this is not fair to her. She never deserved this. Shame on you for forcing evil on our youth. And you know, for a year, I questioned, how could you even do this to us? Her and I did nothing wrong to you. We trusted you. I moved across the country because I believed everything that you told me. But it was pure manipulation I see now. All you do is specialize in selling false dreams. You know what you did in that hotel room. I know what you did, and my daughter knows what you did. DNA doesn't lie. There's no reason why your DNA should have been found on my baby. And yes, I satisfied your bogus request to not be labeled a sex offender, but it doesn't take away from who you truly are. I wasn't going to waste any time going back and forth with you over a label. God will judge you for exactly the person he knows you to be, a sexual predator. So rest assured, jail time equals jail time. And I pray that during your 10 years of sex offender probation, you actually receive the treatment that you need, and it helps heal your sick mind and get the thoughts of being with children out of it. All you care about is your pretend image. But I know exactly who you are now. You want to be this public figure, but you want to do all your evil acts in secret. You're so self-centered. That's why the last time I saw you on February 27, 2021, you fought me. You tried to hold me hostage from taking my daughter to the hospital. I'll never forget that cowardly look in your eyes. I'll never forget it. You were so scared. You were so scared because you realized you messed with the wrong one. Your last words to me, You held me and said, please don't go. You're going to ruin my career. Well, today, September 6th, 2023, my last words to you are, I hope the next 17 years of your life, you're reminded of the disgusting, terrifying, unforgettable acts that you've done to my innocent daughter.
By up to 15 years state prison. Count 2 was lewd and lascivious molestation on a child, 12 to 16 years, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Lewd and lascivious conduct on a child under 16 by a defendant 18 or over, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Count 4, lewd and lascivious exhibition on a child under 16 years, defendant over 18, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. And contributing to the dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail. And then count 6 is interference with custody, a third-degree felony, punishable by up to 5 years state prison. The state has now filed an amended information today, charging you with the following: aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison. Count 2 is aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison. And contributing to the dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail. It is my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to this new information. You would be adjudicated guilty, and your sentence has been memorialized in a 4-page plea agreement. Did you have the opportunity to go over this plea agreement with your lawyer?
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, the plea agreement includes an adjudication, 7 years of state prison, followed by 10 years of reporting probation. As a condition of probation, the defendant will...
When you say 10 years?
10 years reporting probation. Okay. The defendant will complete the MDSO program. The defendant will not be allowed to have unsupervised contact with children. The defendant will have specific terms regarding where he may work and the ability to wear a uniform. There are additional terms of restitution, of which $5,000 has been agreed to be paid upfront within 24 hours, mailed to the to the victim, and additional restitution to be paid out on a monthly basis once he is out of custody. And that monthly amount is highlighted in the written terms of the plea agreement. Additionally, there will be a stay-away order from victim TS and her mother, which is also mentioned in the plea agreement.
What is the total amount of the restitution?
The total amount of restitution is $25,000.
Okay, so Mr. Nowak, the terms of the plea agreement are as what the prosecutor just stated, that you are going to be entering a plea of guilty to the 2 counts of aggravated child abuse and 1 count of deliberate contributing to the delinquency of a minor. You will be adjudicated guilty, which is a criminal conviction on your record. Do you also understand, sir, that by entering into this plea that it may subject you to involuntary civil commitment proceedings set forth in Florida statutes 394.910 through 394.931? Do you understand everything that I've said thus far?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to also advise you, sir, that you are going to be sentenced to 7 years in state prison, to be followed by 10 years of reporting probation. In addition to any of the special conditions of probation, you will also participate in and successfully complete a mentally disordered sex offender treatment program, that you are also not eligible. Okay, you may, according to the state, you may be eligible for early termination if all of the conditions of your probation have been completed, that you have had no violations of your probation, and that you have not been arrested for any other criminal offense. Is that correct, State?
And to clarify, the terms stated in 5 is there is no prohibition on early termination. However, there is a requirement that any modification to this agreement be agreed by the state and the court.
Oh, man. How the judicial system fails us once again. It's so crazy how drug dealers get more time than sex offenders. Like, he gets 7 years in state prison. 7 years in state. And he probably won't even do all the 7 years in state prison. He's not going to do all this. Probably won't. He probably won't. So, I'm praying for the lady and her daughter, because what happened to her daughter and her is just out of this world crazy. And I am really lost for words right now. I hope when he gets into prison, he gets violated in the worst way possible. I'm gonna pray for it. I'm gonna pray for it. I hate punks. He deserves to be tortured and tormented every day he's in prison. Y'all, look, for all the street dudes out there that be on some street stuff, if y'all allow this to slide, y'all some suckers. Point blank period. He needs to be dealt with accordingly. I'm just lost for words. I don't know what to say anymore. This was a very difficult thing to listen to, and that's why we have to watch our kids with new partners, and we have to watch our kids with pastors or whatever, because you never forget, these people are men. Stop just liking what somebody does and figure out who the person is. And sometimes some people can trick you. But and I don't want to blame the mom, because it's not the mom's fault, because she felt something about somebody and she made a move, and she felt like that might have been the best move for her and her daughter. I don't know what her situation was. But you got to watch people with your kids, and you got to stay prayed up, and you got to stay vigilant. Never get too lax with the people around your kids. That's for sure. But that's the end of this video. I don't really have too much more to say. This is super disturbing. And all I want to say is, please just pray for the lady and her child. Pray that they get the help that they need. And, make sure y'all have a great day. I'm praying for all y'all. Stay blessed. If you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all make sure y'all have a great day. Take it easy. Stay blessed. Peace out.